North Yorkshire mums told BBC Radio York she fears she could be worse off on the government plans to shake up the CSA. That's a service that helps get child maintenance payments from absent parents. The government hopes parents will be able to reach agreements by themselves, but some parents are worried they'll just be worse off as they'll have to pay to use the service up front. The MP, Maria Miller, is the Under-Secretary for the Department of Work and Pensions. Speaking recently on the BBC, she said they want more couples to sort things out themselves.
The reforms we're putting forward, actually only one part of it is about charging. The overwhelming message that we're giving to parents is that we want to bring together the very many organisations that offer expert advice and support in this area already and make it easier for them to get the sort of support that parents need to be able to come to their own arrangements. And if they can't do that, yes, there will be a statutory system there and there will be charges involved, but it's still a very substantially subsidised system so that people can get that support if they can't come to their own arrangements.
And those charges mean an application fee of up to £100 to use the service. On top of that, a surcharge on any money parents receive. So will the new system really benefit single parents? Well, our reporter Ben McCarthy's been to meet a single mum in Northallerton.
Holly's dad left after she was 10 months old. He stopped paying towards the mortgage. He didn't pay any maintenance. He said the mortgage was maintenance. And then I had to fight and try and get some kind of money out of him because I found it really, really desperately hard.
Yes, she's lovely.
She's a nice pussycat, isn't she?
Yeah.
Wendy struggled to get by for months as a single parent while approaching her ex-partner directly for financial support. When she finally realised she wasn't going to get any help on her own, Wendy was left with no other option.
What else have you been playing with today? I was quite reluctant to go to the CSA because it's seen as the evil kind of thing to do. But I had that many barriers to get across that, when I was trying to get money to support Holly, it wasn't coming forth, so I had to go to the CSA because my ex, he made it so difficult. I didn't want to, but in the end I had to. We were princess.
There was a butterfly.
Butterfly with wings?
Yeah.
It's not yet known exactly what the government intends to replace the CSA with, but what we do know is they'll be expecting divorced or separated parents to reach their own financial arrangements. If they don't, both parents may be charged for help in doing so. The minister in charge of the changes, Maria Miller, has pledged the government will offer extra support to families to help them work with each other. But I wanted to know if Wendy thought the proposals would make it any easier for single parents.
And where are you going on Sunday? Going for a day out, aren't you?
Yeah, the magic.
There are already people out there who won't pay maintenance payments.
Yeah.
Because they feel they can't afford it or for whatever reason. Do you think this is likely to make them more likely or less likely to pay?
Less likely because they're going to think, well, I'm going to have to pay 20% extra than I was paying before. And it's not like they're going to think, well, my child will have that amount of money in their pockets to, help them through school or get a school uniform or a school trip, towards their everyday living. They're going to think, well, the government are creaming off me.
The government says at a cost of around £450 million, the CSA is no longer providing value for money for the taxpayer, and the Department for Work and Pensions claims the current system isn't in the best interest of the child. But Wendy thinks changing the system could do more harm than good.
See it as the taxing children now instead of, it's not the parents who are suffering, it's the children. I'm not saying that, I want lots and lots of money for it because I get by.
And what will this mean day to day for you and Holly if these proposals come into effect?
It's just an added worry, so it's just an added stress on what's already quite stressful living anyway. Sleepover, aren't you?
Ben McCarthy with that report. Well, listening to that is Darren Jamieson. Darren's had personal experience of the CSA, and if I tell you that he actually runs a website called CSA Hell, you can guess what kind of experience that was. Darren, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Tell us first of all then about your dealings with the CSA.
Oh, where to start? Like most people, when you first hear from the CSA, you think that they're a government organisation. They're going to be slick. They're going to get money from the non-resident parent to the children. Everything's going to run smoothly. But as with everybody, you find out that's actually not the case at all. They take months to respond to any letters. They don't sort anything out. They lie to you. They refuse to call you back. And at the end of the day, money just ends up disappearing, money that you can't afford. I see these new plans that the CSA got in place, the government got in place to make the CSA charge non-resident parents and parents with care sort of a premium on actually using them. The idea is, of course, that people won't use them. It'll take the strain off the CSA, so they make private arrangements. But I see two big issues with that. Firstly, as the lady in your interview stated, people that have either no relationship or a strained relationship with their ex, will be worse off from this. So parents with care will have less money. Non-resident parents who are already struggling to pay will end up going further and further into debt. And there's obviously been a big case recently with a lot of suicides in the news. But the bigger problem is, firstly, for myself, my ex actually wanted me to take out a private arrangement recently. And I obviously would quite like to kick the CSA into touch and not have to deal with them at all. And that's obviously what the government wants to do. That's what the CSA wants to do. Seems like an ideal situation. But the problem is, of course, as a lot of people that have contacted my website, csahill.com, have found out, that if you do have a private arrangement with your ex, no matter how long you've been paying for, there's nothing stopping the CSA then coming back to you at 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the line and saying, actually, no, you haven't been paying. We want to start up your case again, and you owe arrears for the past so long you haven't been paying.
So, in other words, they would completely ignore the personal private arrangement that you set up with your ex?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it sounds like you'd think, surely all you've got to do is give them bank statements or records of payments and say, well, look, I've been paying this much. Here it is. But I've had a number of people who have written into my website recently who have actually shown the CSA payments that they've made to their ex. And the CSA actually sent this one guy back a list of all these payments that they'd made and said, well, no, actually, they weren't maintenance payments at all. That was a loan you were repaying.
Surely, though, the taxpayer shouldn't be footing the bill for problems between you and your ex-partner.
Oh, absolutely not, no. I mean, all we really want is a CSA system that's going to be fair, that's going to treat everyone equally. But the problem is, they're not interested in, for example, non-resident parents who are self-employed or non-resident parents that are wealthy and managing to con the system, because it takes too long to chase them down. It takes too long to get this money out of them, and it costs too much. So at the end of the day, all they're doing is they're going after the people that are salaried, the people that are employed, and rather than communicating with them and saying, you owe this much, or do you want to make a private arrangement, straight away they slap something called the deduction of earnings order on them, which takes money from their salary before they get it. And they'll do that from day one. So you can't, so while you appeal that, your money's actually coming out. Whether you're paying maintenance yourself or whether you're paying for property for your ex, whatever you're paying, that money comes out of your bank. So that money comes out of your wages.
Okay, aren't these changes at least a step in the right direction? And people probably will be applauding the fact that the government said, actually, the best way to do it, if we can, is to make sure that there's some arrangement between the couple. In other words, let them to try and sort it out for themselves.
Oh, I agree. The intention is very good. The intention of getting people to sort it out between themselves is great. And as I said, my ex wants me to do that, and I'd be quite happy to do that. The problem is there's no trust in place. People that have used the CSA before know what they're like. They know that if they set up a private arrangement, it's going to come back on them 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the line. And there's nothing they can do about it, and there's no way they can prove they've been paying. Even if you've got bank statements, even if you've got records of payment or receipts of payment, the CSA won't take it into consideration. They won't listen to personal circumstances. They won't enter into negotiation with you. They'll just take money from your wages. End of story. And the only way you can appeal is to the CSA. It's like getting mugged at knife point. Saying, oh, can I appeal against this mugging? Yes, you can appeal to me, but I'm still going to mug you. There's nothing you can do about it.
OK, Darren, thanks so much indeed. It's Darren Jamieson, who runs a website called CSA Hell. Are you sitting there listening to Darren thinking, well, yep, he's absolutely right. I've been in exactly the same situation, and actually these changes aren't going to make it any better at all. I'd like to get your thoughts and opinions on that, particularly if you've been involved in any way, shape or form with the CSA.